Okay, so can you guys see my screen? Oh, microphone Masangani. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I see that some people have microphones that are opened, so please put your camera off, put your microphone offline, so that you can be able to follow through what I'm going to be explaining. Because if you keep your camera online, it's going to be very difficult. For example, Masongani, can you put your camera offline? And then I want to start, and as you have heard, I have started recording. So please, camera offline. Okay, so today we are going to be discussing about the very important topic that everyone would like to know about, which is all about chevening. And bear with me, I'm going to be using English. Those who do not understand it perfectly, please come to my chat after we close the lesson, this debate that we're going to be having. And please, this is just a general debate that I want you guys to be aware of. I know you want a scholarship, and I have read a lot of questions in the group that were quite clear that you guys are seeking for information, you are seeking for guidance, you are seeking for a clear explanation on how you can do to win any scholarship available around the world. So please, I'm going to run through this presentation, and after that, I'm going to make sure you guys can put some questions and ensure that everything is going well. Okay, so now I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit. Some of you might not know me, who is speaking on the other side. This is Zakaria Shikuyu, and I have some of the points I want you guys to be aware of and understand why am I presenting this and why me, not the other side. But you guys, can you hear me? You just type in the chat if you can hear me clearly.
I'm getting you.
Great. Thank you so much. So we can continue. So I just want to make some of the questions. Do you guys know what this logo means? You can write in the chat.
Yes, I do.
Okay, someone says he does. But you can just write in the chat if you know what this logo stands for. I can read your chat if you can write in the chat. Okay. Let me just move to the next logo. This logo here. Do you guys know about this logo? You can write in the chat and I can follow you through. And then we have this chart here, which might be the most famous one that majority of you might know it. So this is another one. And then we have this logo. Again, we have this logo, which I believe it's not that so strange because it says it all because it's written. And then we go next. We have this one here, which is another one. So in summary, these are some of the programs I have managed to win in my attempt to see if it is possible to win a scholarship. The first logo, it is a 𝑠USI program, which is an exchanging program that takes place in the United States of America. And I participated in this program in 2020. It is funded by the US government. And then we have here the YALI, which is a regional program. It's written there, Southern Africa. I recently participated in that program in South Africa. It's also partially funded by the US government. And you can see next the Chevening, which is the logo of the most famous scholarship that majority of us know about. I also succeeded twice in this scholarship. And also we have the Fulbright, which I am a 2 times winner of this scholarship once again. And also we have the DAAD scholarship, which is a German scholarship. And we have the 𝘾𝙤𝙤𝙘 scholarship, which is the Indonesian one. So these are some of the scholarship I managed to win. And it is possible. And believe me, what I'm going to be sharing might not sound that very important, but you will ensure about that when you start applying for the scholarship. I am a Mozambican, speak a Portuguese speaker by first language, not first, but my official language. But for the sake of the scholarship I need to discuss today, I'm going to be using English. So let's move next. What we're going to be discussing today, just all about the Chevening. I'm going to discuss Chevening. I know all of us here, we have some people who are willing to have a bachelor scholarship. I'm going to introduce that in the coming days. I just want you to be aware that because of the timing we have here, we don't want to spend a lot of time speaking. So I'm going to be discussing this master scholarship. And then after that, we can have the PhD scholarship, the exchanging programs. We also have bachelor's programs and internship programs that are fully funded. So I'm going to be discussing about how to write the essay and a little bit about our agent. Oh, there's somebody who is using this microphone there, please. You guys need to just check your microphone so that we don't have interruptions.
I'm sorry, sir. It was me. Thank you.
Yo, cool. And then we go. I'm going to discuss about Chevening and then a little bit about my consultants agents that help supports people by a very low cost when it comes to just support people. And we are going to be sharing a little bit about the services which we share. For now, we are going to be discussing about this very simple thing that all of you can find it all over the internet. The Chevening Scholarship, it's a UK-funded government scholarship that the United Kingdom supports along with the universities. The universities also, they supported the students. It's not only the UK government itself, but also it's partially funded by the university. There is a disagreement. That's why when you apply, you need to be aware that the university you're applying for, you have to know about it if it's in partnership with the Chevening Scholarship. And then it's fully funded, which means you pay nothing apart from only at the initial phases. You are going to be paying for, if you are asked to travel for the interview in a capital city of your country, then that's the only thing you are going to be paying for. The remaining stuff, you don't need to pay. But when you apply for the universities, because this is a two-way process, you apply for the scholarship and then you apply for university so that you get an unconditional offer. So all of this I'm going to be sharing so that you know how it happened. Some of the eligibility criteria involve having an undergraduate degree, which is the bachelor degree. You need to have 2 years of work experience. When I say about 2 years experience, I'm talking about volunteering work. I'm talking about the internships you had. I'm talking about the non-paid experiences you had. Also the paid work, it also make part of your 2 years experience. Meeting the English language requirement, it's not for the Chevening, but it's when you apply for the university. It's when they want you to prove that you can be able to speak English in the academic environment. And the scholarship is, I've mentioned, the living expense, the travel cost, the health insurance, the tuition fees, it pays everything and some more. Application process, very simple process. Please, if you have any question, don't worry. You just keep it or you put it on chat so that I respond to it when I get to the end. When you come to the application process, please, you need to understand that it is a long process, but you need to make it simple by mastering what you are required to do in each state. Some of the components is like you are going to have a platform for you to fill out the form. Remember that the application will start in August 6th, which is Tuesday or after tomorrow. The application will open for everyone to start filling the form. You will need to fill that form. You will need to have your academic transcript. And remember that at the time of application, you might not have it, but you should have it by January, because if you are successful in the first step of online application, then they're going to require you to submit your academic transcript. And remember, if they are in any other language rather than English, you will be required to translate them into English, because that's the language that they speak in the UK, as we are all aware. You will need to have 2 reference letters. They might be from your academic professors, academic teachers, and also you will need to have 1 maybe from your work or volunteer services that you have done in your life. And also your personal statement or essay. Please, I'm going to discuss this. Personal statement or essay, it's one of the key components that will take you to be taken or to be dropped down. So please be aware of some of the elements I'll mention that make people to be dropped out or to be taken for the next steps. Some of the things not to do when it comes to the application have to do, some of the do's, I'm going to start with do's. It's like you need to be clear and concise. And when I say about being clear, I mean, when you write it, don't be too general. You need to try to be specific in what you're looking forward to. If you're looking to study about something, mention that. Don't assume that the reader is going to be aware of what you're writing or he knows a little bit about you. No, they read hundreds of applications. Just to remind you, last year we saw something around 60,000 people applying for the scholarship for only 1,000 and something to be taken, which means they don't have time to waste when it comes to reading. So you need to make sure that your answers are direct and they respond to the specific question that they're going to be giving you. Please, microphone, please, microphone. And the next point is focus on your achievements. You need to highlight the things you have done. You're not going there as an empty vessel. No, you're going there because you know something, but you want to shape your understanding of that thing to maximize your work back home. If you're working on social work or on something related to medicine, please make sure you let them understand what you're doing, what is the problem you are encountering, and how you are trying to resolve it, and how such master in the UK will be beneficial to your home country. That is going to be very important. You need to highlight that. You need to have some accomplishments within the work we said of the 2 years work that you have done. Also, you need to make sure that you follow the criteria. Most of the time when you respond to the questions they give you a word limit. Please don't pass that number. If they give you, for example, a 500, which is the usual number they give you, please don't go 501 word. Man, they're going to take you out because they don't want to have issues if you don't follow rules. Maybe you are not aware of how to deal with that. Some of the things not to do is plagiarism. When I mean plagiarism, I think all of us are a little bit aware of that. It's when you copy someone's word without recognizing him. You just take his word and you pass them somewhere as yours. Sometimes when you generate word from the ChatGPT, which is our robotic places, they are able to like track it and see that this was not a human-made essay. So please, machines are good to use, but you need to be aware that they can be so bad at some point. So you need to be original. You need to sound human in your writing. If you are not very good at writing, please find other people to read what you write or to verify your writing, because something well organized proved to the people that this was prepared by someone who is looking to get the scholarship. Do not exaggerate in your achievement. Do not say that I have saved 60,000 people when they fall from the boat. People will understand that this is a lie. So please try to be aware. I know because of the need of having such a word or scholarship, we tend to exaggerate, but don't exaggerate like in a way that it won't sound true at some degree. I'm going to just share some of the key elements you can apply when it comes to how to be honest in your writing. And if you have to put some more salt in your writing, how people can do that. Also, avoid leaving your application to the last minute. We know now through the timeline that the application starts after tomorrow, which is August 6th, but it ends by November, something like 5 or 2. I'm not quite aware, but it will take 3 months. So some people might leave it to the end, like I'm going to do it from September. Some will say I'll start in October. No, don't do that. A victory is prepared and it should be organized. You need to start early to avoid last minute problems, because that might not be so cool for you. And also you need to make sure that your essay are well structured and the answer the specific question asked. Some people might ask you, what's your name? And you start by saying, thank you for the opportunity. My name is this and that. No, you don't need to do that. You don't have words to waste, because it is counted. You need to be specific. You need to understand what you did in your bachelor's degree when we used to write the essays. It will be very, very important that you respond to specific question, beginning with an introduction, the body paragraphs, and then the conclusion. In every essay, you're going to be responding so that people can understand that the person we are dealing with is academically aware of what to follow and what not to follow. And you need to highlight your leadership skills. When I say leadership, it's not to be a chief of a classroom. We are all aware. It's not holding big positions. You might not be a minister today. You might not be a deputy secretary, but in your life, there's a place where you have applied your leadership skills, maybe because you needed to solve a conflict. Maybe you needed to resolve something. You needed to run a campaign. So you needed to highlight that when it comes to the leadership. And networking, how you keep your relation in the workplace or in other areas of work. How do you keep relations with people? And also you need to show your career plan, what you want to do after finishing your degree. They're not looking for people who are just going to see the skyscrapers. They're looking for people who are leaders of the future in their own country. So it's important that whatever you write in your essay, you are aware that you will go to the UK and you'll come back to serve your country. So serving where, that is how you need to, that is the question you need to respond when it comes to career plan. Don't just start by saying, I need to be president when I come back. That might sound not possible, very like at early stages, but it might be a long-term goal. But please, you need to write that and specify how the things you study will support you in this job hunting and community service that you're going to be doing. So when crafting your essays, my guys, you need to be aware that you need always to begin with an introduction. Don't write introduction, but the paragraph should introduce what you want to discuss. You need to have also a body paragraph where you're going to be diving deeper on what you want to do and how you have done something in the past. You need to give examples and you need to prove to them that you know what you're talking about. Not that you have taken it from a website. No, you need to be authentic and show word by word, and don't just tell them. You need to show by explaining and giving example, giving numbers, giving statistics, and finding things that will support what you are writing. So this is what you need to be doing. And you need to try to use specific examples because people do not have the same life experience. So it's really important that you guys stick with examples of your own life, your own experience in what you used to do in your life. Some of the examples might include, like in the introduction, you need to introduce yourself, not starting, for example, my name is 𝒔𝒐𝒏𝒕, but you could start by explaining what concept you find when it comes to leadership. What leadership means to you, not from a Nelson Mandela perspective, not from somebody else in other country, in your word. And you need maybe to introduce yourself in that way. And also when it comes to career plan, you need to describe your goals. Where do you want to be? And how this scholarship is going to facilitate you. How is it going to be the bridge to take you from where you are now to the point you want to be? So you need to show them that I want to study this because within this course, I will have this module or that module that will help me to resolve a problem A and B that my country is facing. You need to construct a ladder whereby you explain what problem you want to solve, and then you explain what modules will support you and how will you apply them when you come back. So when we show all this logic thinking, it will prove to the reader and to the people in the other side that this person knows the problem and knows what he is going to look for in the UK. He's not just coming for funny. So this will be very, very important. In the leadership skills, you need to provide situations where you demonstrated leadership. When we come to this expression of demonstrating, some people find it very complicating because they feel like by writing, it's impossible to demonstrate how you showed your role as a leader, but it's something easy sometimes. You just need to understand that there are situations you had to be a leader and to resolve that. Maybe in the classroom, you found at least your teacher not agreeing with a student, then you had to come in between and finding a peaceful way to resolve it. And then people did not get angry forever. They became friends. Teacher was happy with the student and something happened. So you need to explain it in your own point of view, not that I participated in a campaign. No, you need to make sure that no, I was there as you say what you were at that position, an activist, or maybe you were something else. You need to explain and what role you took and what was the result of that. That is what we say by showing or demonstrating leadership qualities or leadership skills that you have showed in the past. Networking potential, explain how you plan to build or utilize network. Because in everything we participate where we find 2 or 3 people, key element, build connections. These connections should not be connections that will be like, no, I need to meet a friend from Zambia and then it's over. We needed to find a network where it's the people who connect with will be important to our career, either by sharing the different skills we have or by sharing the research we're going to be having in the future, or maybe we are going to be cooperating in the things we're doing. This will be very, very important, showing that. And also need to share that by joining this platform or scholarship, then you will be able to share what you have about your country, and then you are willing to learn from other people by connecting with them. So this is where you show that, and also you prove to them that you are able to build that by giving examples of what you have done to connect yourself with past teachers, past professors. Very simple examples, no need to exaggerate. I think for now, we have come to the end of this part. I know many questions might be there in your head, but I just want to show you this very simple stuff. CLISAC, it's the agency that supports people in all the process I've shown from the beginning, not only in the Chevening Scholarship, we support people in over, I think, 30 type of scholarships that we used to support. And for self-funded people, we help them to define what profile do they have and what they are looking to do, and if they are the correct, the right fit to that program or not. What we do, we teach languages for those who want to master their language. In specific to the English language, we teach that. For people also coming abroad to our country, we teach Portuguese. And now we are expanding it to teach French. We are trying to connect ourselves to French professors who can support. We also give university recommendation. This is a very complicated task. Some people might have the Chevening Scholarship, but they will have problem to secure an unconditional offer from the university that they have mentioned during their application process. So what we do at this stage, we study your profile and we see your academic, your level of English and your background, and we try to match it with potential university that you might gain acceptance. This starts from the moment we start mentor you in the application process. We start looking at your documents, how were your grades, although they do not fully affect your acceptance rate, but we support people in that sense. Also, we translate documents, academic documents, and many, many other ones that people might have. We translate them officially, and they are accredited. And also we do the visa support and the immigration assistance. That's what we do very frequently to those who want to go abroad for their studies. We have lawyers who support many other people within our agency at a very low rate. Application material assistance is what we are now explaining, the entire program of applying for university. We take you step by step on what you need to do. We give you personalized feedback on your essay. If there are fields to improve, we tell you how to improve that and how to get the information. We try to question you to think about your journey of life and how you can incorporate that in your writing. We have done that in the past. It worked and it supported a lot of people. And then we also have this accommodation support. We have some partners, not here in Mozambique, but somewhere in the world, like in the US and in the UK and in Brazil. For instance, for the past 2 weeks, we had 2 people who went to Brazil for their scholarship. We support them to find a suitable housing, and it worked out. And that's what we are trying to expand it to other countries where we can have advice from the people in those areas and those who have their housing options. And the academic support, we give it. We have specialists who work in that area, and we give tips on how to avoid cultural shocks, because we are coming from countries that have a different culture, and moving to a different country requires some sort of attention, some understanding of how to deal with safety, health, and academic expectations, because we don't study the same with the country where we're going. Okay, so we now move to the last, where we are looking to there's someone there who is using his screen. And Q&A session now. We want to hear from you what questions you have. And we are giving this bonus for the first state participant who will participate in our program. We will give them a 50% discount as they drive themselves to our emails, and then we'll help them. So don't forget, these are our contacts for everything you want to have as a feedback or any checkings you want to get from us. So my guys, thank you so much. It was a long talking. I'm so sorry. But now you guys are free to say, okay, I have a friend in Tubu, Samuel. Let me just see your point here.
Good afternoon, sir, or good evening, sir. Thank you for these enlightenments. It's been awesome, and I really, really appreciate this, your selfless service. Thank you very much. My question goes like this, sir. Well, I don't know, is it right for you to write your Chevening essay and then like put it in an AI to like refine it? Is it right?
Good question. Yes, that is okay. What you need to do is don't forget to read the final result of what you have written. If you wrote something and then you put it on the ChatGPT, which most of us do because we want it to support our writing, if it's okay or not, then that will sound yours because the ideas are yours. What you want is just it to be refined. And don't worry, that will work. And it won't be seen as a plagiarized essay.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, because I'm very, very scared of putting my work in AI so that AI will not steal it and then it will now look as if it's AI that has assisted me. But sometimes, you know, when you kind of put your essay in AI, it kind of helps you to refine it. Even some languages you are not meant to use, it makes it passive if you want it to be a passive voice. If you want it to be an active voice, it kind of helps you to refine it. So that's why I'm thinking if that is not accepted, so I will know I'm going to limit myself. Secondly, I'm from Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Yes, I understand you definitely. Thank you so much for the points. And any question you might have, please you can share with me even in a private chat, and then I can make sure we check it and we avoid any problem you might encounter, because this chat GPT or any robotic play sometime might be dangerous, but if we know how to use it, then it will be very beneficial. Thank you, my guy.
Exactly, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So next question, I think I saw a hand.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay. I'm from Lesotho, so I saw this on a friend status and I decided why not join, because I kind of want to study in the UK or abroad, right? So my question is, everything that I was explained, is it done for free? Like, I do understand that I'm to apply, write an essay, be precise and whatnot, but is everything done for free, or at some point I'm going to have to pay a certain amount?
Like on my side, is that what you want to know?
Uh-huh. What do you gain from this?
All right. So when it comes to the supporting, we have some like symbolic amount that people will have to contribute, because we are giving a 50% discount at a certain rate that you can ask on our email, where we'll send you the details. And what will happen? We guide you from the application until the interview. We have done that, we work it out, and this is maybe the cheapest way you can find some support, and we can give you some specialists that work with us. We have people in German, we have people in the UK, we have people in the US, and some are in Brazil. So all of us, we work to support people like hand in hand, and because people come from different areas, what we avoid is like, I shouldn't, for example, myself, I come from education background, so it shouldn't be me supporting an engineering person when he's writing his essay. So we take an engineer to start reading your papers. We have many of them supporting reading and refining your writing. So it's not fully free, but we have a certain amount that you're going to just contribute, not exactly paying as such.
Okay, one last question.
Go ahead.
Is there any guarantee that I'll get the scholarship? Suppose really interested in applying. Is there any guarantee, or it's just like any other way, it's just a trial? And yeah, there's like a 50% chance that I might get it or not. We
don't want to lie here. Let me just share some experience. We have supported 76 people. Let me just say that 58 people managed to get the scholarship. The other ones, they did not. But out of those who did not, it was because of their English background when it came to interview. Some it was because of the delay in submitting some document that they were required. And we have 5 people who were not even taken to the interview. So we shouldn't say that all of them succeeded, but we are very happy that majority that we took from the beginning managed to get the scholarship.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that would be all. And also, I'm not in any group, any WhatsApp group. So how am I going to be able to talk or communicate beyond this meeting?
Can you see our screen with the contacts?
Yeah, I did.
You can use the phone number for WhatsApp, and also you can use the email. We will have a feedback instantly from a person who is working on that. We have a communication person, so he's going to help you a lot.
Okay, thank you. I think that would be all for today.
It's fine. Thank you. I see other person, Samulo. Welcome. And Oh, yeah, Lucreciano. And then we go to Samulo next. Lucreciano, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Actually, I don't have a exactly question. But just to comment a little bit on 2 aspects that were mentioned by the previous fellow, I think it's from Nigeria, and the last madam that just intervened. So the first thing is related with the the issue of ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As Zachariah was saying, it is so helpful, but it's not like 100% guarantee the success or the purify or whatever. Or how can I say? I can highlight in terms of satisfying, because sometimes what happens is, like, most of time they are not so narrowed. They bring, or the chat GPT can produce a test or whatever result that we need in a broadened way. So it's our concern, or it's our responsibility to go through, so that in terms of proofreading, so that we can contextualize in a way, or in a way that we need or want to focus on, because there are way of contextualization in terms of language, location, whatever, some terminologies, and the blah blah blah, so many other things. So as Zachariah said, it's good to use because it makes the work easier and takes less time, but it's totally our responsibility as human beings to go through it and make sure that it is the way as we wish, or we want it to so that it could be. And the second point is the one about the question that was launched, like, is there any way or like a guarantee that if the person joins this initiative, it will get the scholarship? Actually, I think that there are no way someone else can guarantee something that at the end depends totally on us. So what do I mean by this? It's like, what I see from these people or this initiative from the clisac is that they can equip us with the tools that we need to become successfully. But to be selected to get the scholarship, beside everything that have been mentioned here, there are other things that are out of control of the trainers or the mentors. Things like what? Like for example, in a day, you can face a blackout. You can be out of internet if you are in a country whereby internet is not okay, or you can be delayed, or sometimes you can even get lost on your own statements or your own essay. So you can have a very nice mentor, but when time comes, the person who will be there for the interview, it's you. They can even give us like questions, exact question, a list of questions with the correct answers. But at the end, it depends totally on us. So just to finish, the opportunity has been very good. It's nice. And for all those ones like myself who are really interested on studying abroad or getting some other opportunities through this kind of scholarship, for example, I see this as being a very good project actually, and we should apply for. Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, this was very enlightening. Thank you, Luciano Macari. This is the voice of a technological aware guy, and I'm very happy for that. So now, sorry guys, if I just call it randomly. Shlamulu, can you say something? And then I'm jumping to, I don't know, it doesn't show me in order. And I see some question. After Shlamulu, I'm going to jump to the questions on the chat, and I will be to Tamirish, and we have Jas. Shlamulu, can you say something?
Good evening, Mr. Chikwewu and everyone. Please let me know if you cannot hear me.
We can hear you.
Thank you. And thank you for making time to explain this wonderful opportunity. My question is, if One has been and is still a full-time student, and also does not have work experience, because I've noticed they also have a certain number of hours that is required.
Yes.
So let's say you've been full-time student and you're still studying, and also you have been self-employed, like doing your own business, like hustle, but not a registered business. You just self-employed just to make some money. Does that qualify for work experience that can be added when explaining what you have done? Thank you.
Really good question, 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙖𝙘. Definitely, yes. It counts and they accept that. Let me, I have an example of a last guy who traveled last year to the UK. The guy has never worked in any registered company. All he used to do was just working to get some money, but helping the community in a very good way. So they counted that and it worked very well. So definitely it will work, and don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We see a question here from Masonganye. Let's suppose that I have never participated in a voluntary work or program. How can I apply for the scholarship? That's going to be somehow a little bit tough, because you need to have some sort of work experience. You need to have some understanding of what you have done in that area or in any other area that you feel it is beneficial to mention or it's worth mentioning in the application. The next is from America. Is your assistance for scholarship free? I mean, all the process involved? Definitely no. We have such contribution that we have mentioned that you're going to be contributing a little bit, not that too much, because we know you guys might not have that money, but we want to make sure that you guys are not lost. The process is very long, and we don't want you guys to just do things and at the end of the day, you do not qualify because you do not know what was wrong and what was right. So we just want you guys to be somehow aware of the process. Tamirish? Oh no, Jas and then Tamirish. Meandri, we will talk, don't worry. Jas, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Chikuyu for this initiative. It's a very good idea and will help us a lot. And my question is related to youth service. I would like to know if in your package, if I want to apply for another scholarship, and I want, let me be clear. I want to apply for Chevening, but also I want to apply for Fulbright. Is there an extra cost, or I can use the same package to be mentored in this whole process, applying for this both scholarship?
Definitely, these are two different processes. What we can just agree with you is that if you want to apply, let's say, for Fulbright and for Chevening. So what we're going to be trying to agree is like, do you want the two services? And if yes, we won't charge you as we would by charging two different people. What we'll do is just trying to talk to you like, you can just pay this amount, which cuts off the full payment that you do in the two payments. Let's imagine you are to pay, for example, $5 service, and the two people would pay $10. So now you are not going to be paying $10 because you are like a person who is entrusted by us. You are doing the two services with us. So we're going to simply charge you an $8 or a $7.5 just to support you, because you know it's not because you do have a lot of money, but you want support and you don't want also to ask it for free. So we will discount so that you can benefit from the two services. But remember, we don't only mentor, we guide you from the beginning until the visa processes. Some people just come with one service, but if you are to work with us, we take you from the application until the visa times, and then we will leave you there. That's the last stage that we take people to. I think I responded.
Okay, thank you. It was clear. Is there a minimum number of scholarships that I can pay for these services, or if I can pay for like 5 scholarships so you can guide me in the process?
Because our specialists they'll advise you before they take money, before they ask you to pay, they will ask you some sort of questions you need to respond to make sure that you qualify to apply for all of them, so that you don't simply pay. We don't only ask money, but we want you also to be aware that this or that might not work. So we don't have a limit, but we start by making a short consulting service where you need to respond some question, and then they'll say you qualify to pay for the 5, and then we can still reduce you a little bit more and then join the program.
Thank you, Mr. Chikuyu.
You're welcome. 𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒕, after 𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒕, I see we have Jose Kapangu. I'm sorry if I'm missing out some of the people. I need to see. 𝒕𝒐𝒏𝒕, can you go ahead?
Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr. 𝒒𝒏𝒕, for this initiative to help us go abroad. Well, my question I have already posted it on that WhatsApp group where I said, what if I don't have approved leadership skills, or where I've worked with I've worked as a voluntary in a certain organization, but then, for example, myself, I'm a teacher. Maybe I've been helping children to learn English, or young people to learn English in community, but without a registered company or organization, you know. But then I also want to apply, and I asked if is it advisable to, let us say, lie a bit, okay, with with companies that I have worked with, you know. That's my question.
Whoa. And I think I said that was a very good question in the group.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Okay. So yeah, this will come, you know, now I'm not coming as a consulting, I'm coming as a single guy to respond to this question. Definitely, yes, you can lie a little bit. But the secret is going to be consistency in what you write and what you want to connect with as evidence. Because Chevening will never ask you to prove that you have worked in this place or in that place. No, they will never do that. The only thing they're going to be asking is how many hours you worked in this organization. You mention it based on yourself, and then you can do that in any other places. So when you write, you need to be as consistent as possible so that people can, at some point, maybe view that this person is aware. But the risk here is maybe you might forget that you mentioned something in your application, and when interview comes, they will make you some indirect question to make sure if you remember what you wrote. So at some degree, if you see that you mentioned nothing about that, then that might be troublesome a little bit. But not that they're going to be verifying. But if you are consistent enough to mention some of the voluntary work we have done, even if with a non-registered organization, it's totally fine. You will not be punished, and it's okay. You can mention that I have supported many people in this area. If it's possible to put numbers, please put them. As I said, don't exaggerate. You just say, oh, this or that. But nobody's going to ask you to prove what you want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a person who wrote it. He said, if you want to lie, make sure you won't be caught.
Okay.
This is Rock. This is a good point. Yeah. I think you got the answer, right?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome, my guy. Someone said here's something I need to respond before I go to Jose. Jose Kapangu, have you responded? I think no. But we still have some minutes. Let me just check.
No, I haven't spoken yet, actually.
Okay, just a second. If someone has just finished studying grade 12, but never worked somewhere, but the way he can be qualified for scholarship. Okay, so if you finished grade 12, then you are qualified to go for the bachelor's scholarship, which I'm going to be sharing in the coming days. Don't worry about that. I have a lot of scholarships that are legitimate and you guys can apply for that. Most of the time when you go for the bachelor's scholarship, they don't want much of experience. They just want to see what are your qualities as a person and as a leader in your class, at your school, in the groups you participated, how you acted, just that. They don't want that of 2 years of experience. No, they won't ask you to do that. Jose, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Jose Capango from Angola, actually. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity for coming here and giving us this enlightened meeting, actually. I'd like to talk about 3 things. The first is about the AI usage. The second one is about paying the service that you're actually doing. And the last one is about the lie. Let me start with the AI usage. Actually, we can use AI.
Okay, you can go ahead.
If we'd like to have a lot of information about something, we can actually use the AI. Thing is okay, if it's missing something. I wouldn't really suggest that, because somebody here just said something really interesting. We also have to take into consideration about the context, about the words, about the culture, about the country. Everything counts, actually. So I personally wouldn't suggest to use AI when we're writing the essays, especially because recently I worked as an interviewer for YALI, and on the process of assessing the essays that the candidates actually use it, we could use the technology that could facilitate us to check who actually used the AI or not. And they most of them got disqualified because we could see that people actually use the AI. So I suggest we act and we be like as natural as possible. If we want to get some piece of information, we can get that piece of information even before we start writing our own essays. Like, for example, let's say I want to know about electricity. You write about electricity, you have a lot of ideas about electricity, and then you sit down, you start writing yourself about electricity. The second thing is about the payment that we can actually have for you, actually mentoring us. Before that, I would say that it's really, really advisable that we pay you the symbolic price. It's really advisable. I suggest we pay, because education doesn't have price. What the man actually here is doing for us, not everybody can do it. And there are many people who have been to Chevening and they came back, they're not doing the service that you are doing. So I suggest we actually give you what you deserve to give. If you are charging us $20, if you are charging us $100, for those who are actually willing to pay and willing to experience the opportunity for Chevening, we should actually pay. And also there was a lady who talked about if I pay, is it something like I will pass? No, you will not pass. This is I'm really happy that you already made it clear. You will not pass because you are being mentored. Actually, what you will receive is actually like, it will prepare you through the way. But what you will have to do with when you encounter the problems, you will have to do it yourself. But the most important thing is that the things that you need to take decisions, the thing that you need to go left or right, you will already be instructed. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you will pass, but it means you will be equipped. It means that you will already have the notion of what you are expected to do. And the last one I forgot.
Was
I
a
think I'm
lie.
speaking too much.
About a lie.
That lie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much about the lie. Many candidates who have been to Chevening actually lied a little bit, because most of them said they wanted to be a prime minister. Most of them said they would like to be a president. But then when they came back to their country, they're not even doing what they said they were going to do. However, I'm very much sure that you actually already told us, if we want to lie, lie with consistency. If you want to tell something that is not true, be consistent, because you will always be asked questions about what you said in the essays. Again, when I worked as an interviewer for Yali recently, there were many people, because we also read the essays, and there were many people we had to ask them questions from their own essays, but they were not able to respond them clearly. As a matter of fact, they didn't pass the exam. I mean, they didn't pass the application because they were not consistent. So I hope I helped. I hope I said something. Thank you.
Ooh, Jose, this was a very telling message that all of us who are going to take it into our hearts. Very happy for you, my guy. You know what it takes to that. For the last point he mentioned about lying, definitely, I know many people who have mentioned that they have done something so special in their country, but they didn't because they were found stuck in the position of what to say, and they felt like if they say nothing, they're not going to be taken, and they had to put some salt in what they used to say. So definitely it happens in some of the situation. Very happy for you, my man. So please, I don't know if we're in our group, Jose, but if you're not, please join our group. You'll be very valuable to our people there when we want to help each other.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I don't know if there's a person who hasn't spoken so far. I see no hand here. Let me see how many minutes we still have. Just 3 minutes to close. Is there anybody with a question, but the hand is not raised? Beside that, my guy, I'm so delighted for being joined. Oh, okay. This is a person written Nokia.
I want to put my hand down, but I'm facing problems.
Okay, let me just see here what happens if we can manage to do that. It's not accepting, but anyway, it's not a big deal. Okay, beside that, please, guys, stay connected with us in our group. I want to make sure from tomorrow, we will start sharing the scholarship, and we will share some of the topics you guys are willing to know from us. And I'm going to bring some of the testimonials of the people who we have helped that are now studying in the US, in the UK, and some are in Brazil, so that they come and share their experience so you guys can understand what the difficulties they go through and how they manage to succeed on that. I'm very happy that you guys are here because I can feel your commitment to get something as a scholarship. And I'm here as a living proof and a testimonial that a scholarship, it is possible. I come also from a family maybe like yours, a very poor family, but I had to fight, and here I am, and I can tell the truth. And I'm very happy to help whoever that comes my way to be supported in that. So if there's no more question, please, our group is open for you guys to share your questions, share everything you have. And I'm going to be very happy to help you guys. And once again, we ask you guys to follow our web pages, because from today, we will not sleep until we see your success as part of ours, because we're going to be sharing a lot of scholarship. So bye-bye. I'll see you in the group and everywhere, also in our websites.
Bye. Thank you so much.